Good morning or good afternoon if you're watching this in the afternoon time. We are going to have an amazing morning prayer, and I already know it's going to be amazing. It's going to be transforming because we are talking about anxiety and healing anxiety. I am having my coffee here. Hope you had a good Super Bowl Sunday. I had nachos for lunch and dinner. Anyway, so we are going to be healing our anxiety. This is a big issue, and I talk about anxiety a lot, partly because that is one of the reasons why people come for my meditation classes. So they come for anxiety. Sometimes they come, or oftentimes they come for relationship issues and how to deal with relationship issues, and then issues around sleep. So the sleeplessness and the anxiety tend to go hand in hand. I have this feeling that anxiety, I want to change your mind about what anxiety is. And I think this is really going to help you if you are feeling anxious. It is a form of suppressed anger. That's one way of looking at it. That oftentimes we're not in touch with the emotion of anger, especially I talk a lot about being a people pleaser, right? Or I had a young man where he was told that it wasn't okay to be angry. And the reality is that you're going to have a range of emotions, and they're all okay. They're all perfect. It's how you respond to what you're feeling that really counts. That's what creates karma. That's what creates in your reality, or the decisions that you're making from your emotional state. With meditation creates space between the feeling of anger and then what you do as a result. So if you are not allowing yourself to feel anger, to feel the emotion, then your body has to react. It's not just going to go away if you're suppressing. So that feeling of anxiety can come out as a response to that. The other thing is worrying about an unknown event in the future, right? So when my children were little, I was worried about them. We lived near a busy street, getting out, running out of the door and running into the street. It was terrible, so worrying about things that I can't control, or worrying about, I have a big speech to make as an example. Maybe you have a presentation at work or a presentation at school, and you're thinking about it, and that thinking about it and worrying about it is actually causing anxiety. And so that's another way of looking at it. The third way that I want you to look at your anxiety is there a lack of control? So power and anger are actually two sides of the same coin. The worry is also part of that. It's really about, where do I feel powerless in my life? Because there is something, I can guarantee there is something that you are doing in an area where you feel powerless, and that is causing the anxiety. So the anxiety is telling you that you are focusing on the wrong thing. Take a deep breath. Sigh it out. Your mind is not working against you. Your mind, the thoughts that are being generated, all the anxious thoughts, they're all telling you that you are focused on the wrong thing. The need to control the outcome, the feeling of powerlessness in an area of your life is triggering anxiety. Yes? So we can look at anger, but this morning we're really going to look at the control issue. Where do I feel powerless in my life? And what am I doing in response to that? Because the mind, what's going on in the mind is saying, well, I need to make lists, or I need to do all of this stuff. I need to work out harder. I need to be more diligent, or I need to hide. And maybe I'm just going to get stuck in this loop of just thinking about things over and over and over again. And so those responses to the feeling of powerlessness is what is causing the anxiety. So there is another component to this that I'm going to talk about in just a second. So I'm looking at one of my books, and this one is Seed of the Soul by Gary Zukav. It's an oldie but a goodie. I think it was probably published in the 80s, maybe 90s. And he's talking about power. And he says, the loving personality seeks not to control, but to nurture, not to dominate, but to empower. Love is the richness and fullness of your soul flowing through you. Humbleness, forgiveness, clarity, and love are all dynamics of freedom. They are the foundations of authentic power. So why is this important? Because we're talking about anxiety as a response to feeling powerless in an area of our life. Okay, so it could be health, it could be wealth, it could be career. And what I'm suggesting is that instead of trying to control the outcome, that you look at that area of your life and say, how can I nurture? How can I nurture my health and well-being? Can you feel the difference? Power over, whenever we're trying to control something, it puts us in it's called a power struggle. You can be in a power struggle with a situation, and you can be in a power struggle with a relationship. But you can be in a power struggle with your career, actually. You're trying to dominate. You're trying to control the outcome. It's power over. Feel the difference when you say, how can I nurture my career? Take a deep breath. Sigh it out. How can I nurture my health and my well-being? How can I nurture my finances? Can you feel the difference? Because with the nurturing comes love. Love is always the antidote. I think that's what we're coming to realize. How can I love my career? How can I nurture it? How can I love? How can I nurture? Yes? It changes the energy. Now, when I'm in that space of loving and nurturing, I have to let go of the outcome. You are learning to be a master manifester as long as you're watching the prayer things and you're doing your spiritual work. You're becoming a master manifester. So yes, you have an idea of this is what I would like to happen in the future. This is what I am knowing. And I'm just going to nurture. I'm not going to try and control. I'm going to leave it there because the universe is going to take care of it. So this is the other component to anxiety. This is good stuff, you guys. This is like awesome stuff. The other aspect of this is confidence that you live in a universe that is loving and kind and supportive and on your side. If your experience has been that life has not been kind to you, and we've all had terrible things happen, yes? When we're focused on that, we don't trust the universe. And what all the spiritual teachers tell us is that life is kind, life loves us, life is in support of us. And so there's a trust element. There's a part of us that we don't believe really that the universe is on our side. So this is what our prayer is going to be. It's not really going to be about releasing the anxiety necessarily, because we know that the antidote is to nurture, to come back to the breath, and to be present. But we always have to combine what we're doing on the outside, on the physical, with what's happening with the spiritual. Everything, this works together. This is why this work is so powerful and profound, and why people have change, is because we're not just working on the mental level, we're working on the spiritual level. We're not just working on the physical, we're working on the spiritual. These things go hand in hand. Spiritual part is learning to trust life and to trust the universe. So my sister and I talk a lot about anxiety because our mother had an accident and died suddenly. And we had this conversation about how, we are very aware that anything can happen to anyone at any time. And for me, it was just an awareness that helped me to be more present. It's like, that's absolutely true. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. But for her, it produced anxiety, that knowing, because then I can't control the outcome. So, and we've been talking about this for years, about learning to trust life again. That accident caused her not to lose faith in life. Yes? You guys are following me, right? Because we've all had this happen. The only way to begin to trust the universe again and to trust life is to practice trusting, to practice letting go, not testing the universe. You know, we do that. We test our relationships sometimes. We're testing the universe like, well, if the universe really loves me, then it's going to do this for me. It's really a qualitative feeling. It's building up that relationship a little bit at a time. It's spending time in meditation. It's spending time relaxing. Because when you're relaxing, you're moving into the arms of the universe. It's never left you. It's always here for you. And when we're focused on the things that we're afraid of, we can't feel it. And so as we move into our meditation and prayer this morning, we're learning to relax into the universe, knowing that it is supporting us and that it is loving us and that it is bringing us everything that we need. Isn't it true that you've had miraculous things show up, not just painful things, but miraculous things show up in your life? Things that had one thing not happened in the past, this thing wouldn't happen, right? You can kind of see how everything you've done has led to this moment. People that you've met. There's this web of miracles happening around you all the time. But when you're stuck in the things that have gone wrong or not going in your favor, so you think, then you can't feel that life is for you. And so that's what we're going to do this morning. You ready? Ready. Okay. So feet flat on the floor, eyes closed, chin tilted slightly down so that the back of your neck is nice and long. And let's take 3 ha breaths together. So inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And again, let's just imagine that golden light coming all the way down into the crown of the head, down the length of your spine. That golden light moves down the backs of your legs to the tips of your toes. That golden light fills the body. You're so filled with light that it begins to spill all around you. So that light is in you, it's moving through you, it's all around you. And all you need to do is to lean into that light. Lean into the breath. Just breathe. And so this is what we're knowing. We are asking that the universe show up for each one of us in a unique way today. In a way that helps us to reestablish a connection, that helps us to affirm our faith in life. Life with the big L, life that is love, life that is freedom, life that is intelligent, life that goes before us, making all the crooked places straight, life that supports us, life that is the divine presence in form, in energy. We ask that, yes, the universe show up in a way that is unique and helps us to reestablish this faith. the faith that we had when we were very small children. Everybody take a nice, long, deep inhale. And when you exhale, just deepen your relaxation, moving into that energy that is life, that is the universe, knowing that the universe has heard our prayer. Knowing that any inner discord is being healed right now. Knowing that our anxiety is just disappearing in the light of our faith and our awareness. Knowing that we have this deep ability to nurture and to love and to connect. And we are so grateful for this time together, for this breath, for this life. Grateful for all the good, great things that are yet to come, that are on their way. We receive them with open arms and an open heart. Thank you for our family and our friends and for everybody that shows up as life in our lives. Everybody take a nice deep inhale. Sigh it out. Coming all the way back to the room. Go ahead and give yourself a hug. Give yourself another hug. Okay. So sometimes, not sometimes, but life shows up for us as the people and the animals in our lives. So be open to how the universe is going to show itself to you. Be open to a miracle. And I am knowing that you are healing your anxiety, that it's gone. I'm feeling like something happened. Welcome. I'm feeling like there was a movement and it was powerful. All right. I will see you here at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.